twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in Two Minds podcast.
Weaves his way through.
Little late on the draw there.
Hey.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, Caught in Two Minds. It's your boy E. Marshall, kicking it with Fitz at Gooner Rush, and we're doing big things as usual, you know, especially after an enthralling London derby against the Hammers, in which the Arsenal, as you all know by now, we won 2-0. We played great. Everything's fantastic. Good night. That's the podcast. We're going home.
See ya.
What's going on, Fitz? How you been?
Man. Oh, I'm doing good. Doing good.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, the Christmas season is upon us.
Yep.
And I'm eating everything in sight right now, so
I've spent the last time I was in the Bay Area, it came after Christmas, and y'all still had all kind of peanut brittle and candy and cakes.
Peanut brittle showed up yesterday. Oh God.
I acted a damn fool on that peanut brittle. I was ashamed of myself. I didn't
Hey, never knew you loved it like that, huh?
I didn't tell you about it, but I was ashamed of myself. Everybody would leave for work. It would just be me in the house eating peanut brittle, dude, and drinking coffee.
Eric is a lone time snacker, like an abused Peloton wife that is being told, get back on that damn bike, get on the bike. She sits in a corner and eats her ding dongs and shit. Yeah,
ding dongs. What the fuck? Now I'm just playing, but that's good times. So did you go out and see? I just want to make a brief comment before we get into it. The reboot of Sex and the City.
I have not. I have not.
No, I know you have. That's a bad idea. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right now. That's a bad idea. Are they still running around New York City, still trying to get dick? You know what I mean?
Well,
is that the premise? Like, we're still trying?
Well, yeah. I think the last movie they went to Dubai, right? Yeah,
they
went to Dubai.
I was just on YouTube trying to get that clip together, and they had a big ad about Sex and the City.
I think they're going to Bangladesh on this one. Bangladesh.
Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. That's that Bangladesh beat. Fool.
Oh yeah, everybody loves it.
Anyway, London derby, great match, intense. Arsenal went 2-0. Goals by Martinelli and ESR. The youth shining through once again. What'd you think of the lineups? I mean, nothing really changed. Were you happy with that?
Because of the chemistry from the game before,
mm-hmm.
I was happy to see the same lineup back out there again. It's hard for me to not see ESR out there, but
yeah, I
mean, Odegaard has, I guess, earned, another game. I mean, at some point, I guess we're going to have to figure out, we're going to deal with injuries. We're going to deal with people, not able to play today because
mm-hmm.
of something, it's a good thing to have. We got ESR and Odegaard.
ESR had a knock for the last 2 games. And
right.
Didn't want to rush him back. So I think once he's fully healthy, he's going to go back in there and start starting. And I think Odegaard will be fine with that. With the amount of games we have coming up, it's kind of good to interchange them. I will say this. You know, when Odegaard's been out there, he's been scoring goals. He's been hustling. He's been trying. So I got no problems with him. I just think ESR, it's his time. It's his time. It's his time. ESR's time. Especially the way he came on late and put the bed to rest. And we'll get into that later on. Tough week for Arteta. Lots of tough decisions. What'd you think about the way he had the team, prepared for this match? Because it was a huge match. Let's get that out.
Very big match. West Ham should always be a big match anyway.
Right.
Even though everybody might not necessarily see it that way, but it should always be a big London derby. Right. Number one, but two, we're close. We're sitting right next to each other in the table. People are fighting for positions right now. A lot of times they like to say, it's how you come out of Boxing Day that kind of sets up the rest of your season,
Right.
This is important games right now.
Because there's so many games coming.
December/January has always been a tough time for us.
Right.
We gotta keep fighting, and Arteta seems to have the guys on the right page. Finally. As far as the last couple games, we haven't seen them come out lazy, like we said.
Exactly.
I guess last game we actually did make a mention that they started about the first 10, 15 minutes that way and then kicked it on.
Right.
But it looked like the way we finished last game, we just came right on the pitch and started the same way to, in this game against West Ham.
Completely agree. The main thing I noticed was the way we started, but the intensity, it was there from the beginning. And to me, he doesn't seem like somebody who really kind of get the team hyped, to go out there and perform the way they did. But he showed me that he did have that. He does have that in him, and he did have the team ready for this match. And that's all we ask.
Yes,
as fans. Really, that's all I ever ask. Because if we play as hard as we played, or just because how West Ham with Dave Moyes is going to come out and play, they're going to try to be physical. They're going to get in their tackles. They're going to try to be in your face. But if we match that with our technical ability and skill, I mean, we should be able to beat a lot of these teams. And I just think we have to continue this. Like he just, there's no excuses anymore after a game like yesterday. To me, there's no excuses to come out flat. Anyway, let's hear what he has to say. This is his post match. Too much coffee. Hold on, let me get there. There we go. Look at these three jerk-offs. Okay.
Hey, the three jerk-offs. All right.
Mikel, was that the kind of display you wanted? Pressing, intensity, clean sheet, and obviously the win?
Absolutely. I'm really, really pleased with the performance, the quality, the energy, the passion that the team was able to transmit, how we engage again with the crowd. We had some really good moments. It's a really difficult team to play against. They have a lot of solutions. They are a threat in many, many ways. And I think we control them pretty well. So credit to the boys.
Yeah, dominate.
And there we go.
And Mikel, you decided to go with the 5 o'clock shadow in this game. Was there a reason why? Did you want to show more grit and you were going to go out and fight today? Is that what it was?
He's sporting a little pink eye too. I saw that. That's good. You want your manager to have a little pink eye going.
Well, when you start locking up top at the end of the game, they go to the little
right. Locka. Oh, great little transition there.
Hey.
Look at you giggling and shit. Locka. What can he didn't score a goal. He missed the penalty. You could think of all the things he didn't do right, but the pass to Martinelli for that first goal was tremendous. The way he came back and got it. Go ahead and give me your thoughts first before I really start, chiming in.
It's so hard to just like point to the stat sheet and say, look what Laka did.
Right.
It's kind of not what he's about. At least, the way this team is set up now, he understands how to play with these guys, which is I need to track back to receive balls. I can't receive them in the classic way down in the box with my back to somebody and try to muscle them. So I come back to get balls.
Right.
And everybody start running because I'm crafty. I can turn on somebody. I can pick a pass out. I know how to keep the ball in tight situations. There's so many little things that he does out there that just makes the motor of this team continue to run.
Right.
He may never get man of the match. He may never get it, while he's out there on the pitch, but his effectiveness, is just, it all starts with his hustle. He's a hustler.
I think the biggest point you made is the way he plays with these kids, basically.
Yes.
The way he plays with them. And he puts a lot of the responsibility on them. It's not about Laka when he's out there with Martinelli and Saka and Odegaard or ESR, whoever it is. It's not about him. It's about him getting them going. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what they say about, the point guard in basketball, get your team going first. You know what I mean? And then worry about your shot.
Yes.
And that's what I see with Laka. He's tracking back, receiving the ball. As far as hold up play and keeping control of the ball in tight spaces, he's the best one at it. So and that helps out the midfield, a midfield of Partey and Xhaka, who really aren't really looking to make things happen. Whereas Laka will come back, get it. He's able to hold off defenders, hold up the ball, and make that pass out wide or slip a pass to Martinelli or Saka and just get them going. And that's really what you need to do with kids. You got to get them going, and you the more you get Martinelli involved in anything, the earlier you can do that. I mean, he is an absolute handful. We'll get into him later, but he is going to terrorize people. I forgot how fast and how quick he really is. I just forgot, but man, he's quick.
It's like any of my old American football fans know, like there was a difference like between fastest guy in the league and Deion Sanders.
Right.
Like it just something didn't make sense when you looked at him on the field. You realize like he's the fastest guy in the field. Like no doubt. There's no doubt, man. Gabi, like you said, we got to get him involved, and it doesn't seem to be hard to get him involved because he can push a defender so hard that, and I mean, I know we're going to go that way too, but the same goes for Saka. Just terrors on the corner that are making it tough on defenses, but it takes a striker to kind of figure out, okay, so then what's my role then if I got these terrors down the side?
Right.
And he's figured it out.
Laka has figured that out tremendously.
But I'll tell you what, you guys can go back 50 episodes. I'm going to brag, but you can go back 25 episodes. I've been saying this about Laka. He links up with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
He plays with the kids better than Abba. I've been yelling this for a long time. And
it's impossible for Laka to really just get, lost in a game where you're like, oh wow, where's Laka? What's he doing? Like you do with Abba sometimes.
Yes.
Laka's gonna pop up and try to make a bad challenge. What I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna try to do anything to help out the team. So it's just ironic that here he is, he's been on the team, he's at a contract now. But all along, you can see just by his demeanor and the way he plays, he was the right choice to be captain. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I understand why Arteta thought it was going to be Abba, and maybe like you said last week, sometimes you give somebody the captain's armband to make them, change their mindset to be like, okay, I got to be more responsible. I got to be buttoned up and I got to lead this team. Whereas Abba never really accepted that challenge, and Laka's always had it. you know.
Yeah.
And I think, we just gave Arteta a lot of pub about, having a team ready, having a team hyped, and coming out there and playing with the right type of intensity. But I think a lot of that could be, a lot of that praise could be given to Laka, because he seems like that type of guy. Like, come on, let's go, let's get hyped.
That's what I'm saying. When you got young guys out there, and then you got this crafty veteran that's been playing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes out and he's putting out all-out effort, like, it only is going to make you play harder. Like,
right.
You can't let this 32-year-old or however old he is now, you can't let him just jump on the pitch and like outwork me when I'm 12 years younger than you. Like, exactly. I mean, I have to go and put out all my effort too. And I mean, it's just like you said, it's like the spirit of the thing. I'll give Arteta a little praise too. When we talked about who should be the captain, blah, 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 I think he handled it in a way that is correct. And I don't think anybody was considering, but I'm not touching it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't, and I'm going to be on the record. Like, I personally, I think people go a little crazy with the captaincy thing a little bit, like how important that guy is on the team and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, other people were captain on the old man United team, but nobody could tell me that Rooney wasn't the captain. Like, I mean, Rooney was the leader on that team, and you kind of listened to whatever the hell he had to say, even when he wasn't wearing the armband,
when he cussed you out.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, hey, we could just lead by example. Like, hey, you veterans, he basically kind of pointed out the guys that are a little older, Xhaka, Laka,
Xhaka,
Tierney
Laka,
even
Saka,
has some
Xhaka.
time under his belt.
Oh yeah.
And that's who we're gonna go with. That's our leadership group.
Here in America, you know what I mean? We really don't, it's that the captaincy of your club is not really like a huge thing. It's a little bit of honor amongst the team. You know what I mean? Like, the quarterback is the captain of the team, but as far as the fans and the media, it's not really highlighted over here. So I kind of feel you on that. But over there, or in Europe, the captain of the club is, the spokesperson, everything.
Well, I mean, I would say,
I'm like you. It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter that much to me. I will say the one difference between the captaincy in football in football is like, if they're charismatic and know how to talk to a ref, that's probably the best trait. Because this is the one sport where it does seem to be that you can get in a ref's ear and kind of adjust some of the game sometimes, Hey, man, we're getting fouled. If you yell at them like Draymond Green, then you probably don't get that same response then if you can kind of massage a conversation. And,
you would see, I just remember when Gabi played for Barcelona and all those Champions League matches, they said, well, like, that fool used to be out there like he was another ref. He would just go up to the ref and damn near put his arm around him and just be like, no, that's not a foul on us. Okay. However you say that in Spanish. Or you look at Gattuso when he was with AC Milan, or he put his hands behind his back to not be threatening. And come on, you can't call that, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're right about that. And based on what you just said, Gabriel, he's not going to be the type that's going to be able to massage the ref into letting us off, because that fool flipped out when Tierney got the shit that slapped out of him. But you know what I mean? Gabriel, I thought, oh shit, Gabriel's going to get a yellow. Get out of there. And I forget what player it was, but it could have even been Tierney, but he got him out. He did a responsible thing to kind of get Gabriel out of there, dude, because the ref is going to make the call.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we already got the call. Relax, bro.
Right.
Gabriel always looks like when you whip your head to the side, you like, what did you say? Like that. He's got that look,
right.
like I might blow up on you right now. Like,
he's
and he's big. And he's big.
He's a big dude, and he's got like the rounded box. If he could just kind of cut that low and make it anyway. Enough. How'd the kids do? Are the kids okay? Huh?
Man.
How'd they do?
Just,
Who do you want to talk about first between Martinelli, Saka, and ESR? You tell me.
let's go with the easy one first.
Okay.
ESR locked in. He came
Pimp
off the
shit.
bench and just, came in and did his thing. I think the one thing I wanted to notice, real excited, and then we'll segue to you with Saka.
Mhm.
Because I believe what we haven't seen a whole lot of is ESR and Saka on the same side of the pitch.
Mhm.
They've been working opposite corners lately. They were on the same side, and the chemistry. You could see the two guys. They like playing with each other. They've been playing with each other for a long time.
Exactly.
No. There's nothing fake about the chemistry and the friendships on this team. The atmosphere is good, I think.
Right. It's getting better. We're slowly. I think Aubameyang was a dark cloud amongst the team. I think when you're young, you see somebody like Aubameyang, you probably have a lot of respect for him. Like, man, he's so good, dude. Look at him, man. Look at his hair. Look at the way he dances, man. Look at, what I mean? When you're young,
Wakanda forever. He does it.
He likes Black Panther, man. I love this guy. But then you start hanging out with him more. You start seeing some of his habits. You start to lose a little bit of that respect. And I think when nowhere in sight yesterday, and that was the best game we played all season. And back to ESR.
Yeah.
Pimp shit.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's growing in stature. He came onto the field, and the reason why I'm saying it's pimp shit is because he could have easily slipped that pass to Laka and let Laka shoot it. The striker, the veteran. But ESR was like, nah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to end this game right now. I'm going to make it so E can relax the rest of the second half. He don't have to worry about a draw or nothing like that. I'm going to put this game to bed, and that's the type of pimp shit you want. Like, he is growing in stature. Confidence is what is it? Brooming? What is it?
Beaming.
Thank you. But yeah, you can just see it. And to go along with your chemistry, Saka was the one that slipped him that pass. And just a beautiful shot.
Well, when you watch ESR's run too, he was obviously ahead. And the one thing I noticed that just, I mean, it's obvious football, but we could say that. But then I've watched Theo Walcott and Pepe's and all kind of people just run offside so many times in my life.
Exactly.
ESR slipped out. He saw Saka had the ball. He went, and then he drug it out wide and gave him an angle so he could and stayed on side. And then what he did was, like you said, was just handled it like a pimp professionally. He could have made the pass, like you said, but what he did was really like soccer 101. He said, I bring the ball in, and if they don't close me down, at some point I'm in shooting range.
Right.
So, they didn't really close him down. They let him keep coming and coming and coming, and they just basically dared him to shoot. So he did. And
ballsy shot.
Nutmeg, bottom corner. Fabianski never saw it. Didn't even have a chance.
Just ballsy. Like, screw it. I'll finish the game right now. Yeah. And from such a young, we keep talking about their age, but he is doing, Saka had his breakout year last year. This is ESR's breakout year, and it could damn well be Martinelli's breakout year too, if he continues to get playing time. Yes. If he can stay healthy. He's the one I'm most optimistic about, because we need somebody like him who can score goals. And the way he put that first goal away was just like Henry used to lean to the left and just angle it with his right foot. Just a beautiful run, beautiful first touch, and just a cool, calm finish. All his finishes are composed. And he's such a young player, and that's one of the hardest things for a young player to have, the composure. Every time I see him shoot, it's, he's calm. He's a natural.
It's a problem that we've had on our squad. You know what? What's the stat we've hit? We've hit the woodwork more than any team in the league this year.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we just a lot of times when in the past that we've complained about not putting clubs away, not scoring enough goals. Like, where's the creativity? Like, you know, sometimes it's because we get shots up and we put them off the woodwork and stuff. But Martinelli is a natural.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's only that, you know, guys that can just lock on, know how to like set up a keeper. You know, that's what he did on that play. Like, he just came down and he gave a little lean to Fabianski to make him think I might go near on you, and then just gently put it out to the far post, you know.
And here's something that really makes my penis move. Excuse me. Who is it? Add up Arsenal 04. This is Ronaldinho on Martinelli. This is a quote from the buck-toothed Brazilian. Excuse me. We as Brazilians are very excited about him and his future. He just wants to be on the ball and score goals. He reminds me of Ronaldo. You know what I mean? That's a huge compliment from a great player, comparing him to one of the greatest finishers in world football. Forget your, you know, Messi, Ronaldo, all those fools. This guy, El Fenomeno, was tremendous. But anyway, that's just a
and
great.
We're talking about Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, just so people know.
Yeah.
Although his game does remind me a little bit of Cristiano, even. But you know, hey,
right.
We can continue to make comparisons, but
just I mean that's coming from Ronaldinho, so he would know. And like I said, the optimism is high for this kid. He did go down with a little knock. Hopefully it's nothing too big. You see the way Arteta was like, man, get up. It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
I was tripping off that a little bit, but
I mean, what was almost a perfect day for Arteta, he took a little heat on that, and
I mean, it's
rightfully
like,
so.
Right.
I think somebody said, like, isn't it crazy the way Arteta was making Gabi get back up in a 2-0 game that we're up with 10 minutes? Like, give him a second. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're up 2-0, man.
Relax.
Let him make sure he can run, you know.
I was tripping up that. Now let's get to Starboy, my little partner.
Yes, sir.
Stayed out wide. This is huge. Stayed really wide, received the ball, and was whooping ass all game. Just destroying people. And that's what you want. You want him way out wide, stretch the field wide, receive it, and run it, fools. And man, I mean, another great game from Saka.
Yeah.
What else can you say about him?
Yeah. I mean, for the, we just keep saying of this young kid, but man, I mean, just watching this young kid work is just incredible sometimes when you think, you know what, the next level I'm starting to see from him now is he recognizes different matchups and who he can use and who he's got to play different with.
Right.
I'm not even positive who's the right back on West Ham yesterday, but he was convinced I could take this fool, and he was just going at him.
Exactly. And what's tremendous about that is every time Saka got the ball, 3 West Ham people will run like go over there to try to contain him. Like he was drawing people to him, and that just opens up everything. And the weird thing about it is I was like, you could I mean, at certain points, he was like, man, I can whoop all 3 of these fools' ass. You know what I mean? That little stretch, it was like, man, he is like, he's got
that weird thing too, where like everybody can't do it, but some of them do it really good. Like at times when he's at his most trapped, he just dribble it through somebody. Like he just kind of, all right, well, I'm gonna go right at you, and he sneaks it through their legs and comes out of it and gets control.
That's because
it's scratching your head. Like, how do you do that? Like,
that's because he is a 2-footed player.
Yeah,
you can't just like with Aaron Robin, you could just be like, and he would still like just cut it on his left and shoot. But Saka is 2-footed. He can go either way. He can cross it with his right, cross it with his left, and it just it just puts the defender at his mercy.
Yeah,
And he's continuing to show that. So
yes,
I thought he was tremendous. I thought all the kids are great. Even Odegaard, I'm starting to get him. You know what I mean? He runs around a lot, and you're like, man, what's he doing?
I mean, I wasn't gonna pull that out of you or prompt you to, come to this conclusion,
but when you watch him play
Odegaard
with somebody,
works, man.
you
works.
watch him play with somebody like Laka, and what we're trying to do, because he's able to pick out those passes that a lot of the people, a lot of our players aren't. Partey, Xhaka. I mean, Odegaard is able to see those passes where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, good one. Or Gabriel, he does it too. But anyway, I still don't think he should start over ESR. I still think
I got ESR as my preferred.
I don't think they can play on the pitch together at the same time. I'm one of those guys. I think you have to pick either or. But I'm going to give Odegaard credit, because there was a while there where you're like, I was starting to worry, but hey, he keeps working hard. He's scoring goals,
Yes.
and that's tremendous. What else can you ask for?
Well, I'm gonna give another tip of the hat to Arteta too. I mean, to me, one of the hardest things, especially as you start getting at a bigger and bigger club, it's so hard to manage your squad to keep people content.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't blame Laka for saying, all right, man, well, I'm done. I'm ready I'm going to head on out the door now, because I've given my time. I've never been your number one selection. It doesn't look like that's changing, so I got to move on. And that makes a lot of sense, and I understand. But the delicate balance of a manager is to be able to mesh all these people.
Right.
It's incredible the way Martinelli could be sitting for as long as he did, and then come off the bench and just start blazing.
Right.
Odegaard's attitude, like you just pointed out, has been great. I've heard no ruffling or no mumbling about he's just content, blah blah blah, and he comes in when he gets his opportunities and he he hustles, man. So Arteta's doing a good job managing a bunch of young guys, which could be difficult because young guys have aspirations. They want to do things. They want to get to Barcelona eventually, or
Right. No, I hear you. He did a horrible job with Abba. And I think he's learned from that. Like, you can't just keep putting people out there. They're not producing, especially if you have somebody like Laka sitting there, and every time you play him, the whole demeanor and attitude and atmosphere of the team changes. Like, you see that, we all see that. So, he should have made
he's
that.
Starting to lean that way too, more of,
well, he's got to now.
Show me. If you're showing me, then you're going to get it. And this is why everybody keeps scratching their head about Pepe and Nketiah. But you know what? Nketiah comes in and he tries. He tries real hard, and he doesn't change the flow of the game.
There's a
selection over Pepe.
You have a fondness for Nketiah.
There's
a special place in your heart for him.
There's truly a kid that just when I watch him kind of play with ESR and some of these, you could see he's part of that group. He's part of that young guys that he played with these guys. He likes it. He likes.
I feel bad for him because he never got a full shot, a full opportunity.
Yes,
and you need a consistent run of games if you're going to be a striker at the highest level. So wherever he goes, don't be surprised if he's a 12 to 18 goal a season guy. Which is a solid. Anyway,
it's a solid pro. I mean, you put a 12 to 15 goal guy on,
or I'd say 15 to
Werner
20.
Bremen, and they're very happy. So I mean, hey, he's got a future. It's just probably not going to be at Arsenal. And
no, well,
that doesn't mean I need to hate on him and stuff like that. The way other people.
No, and I took the approach that he didn't sign his contract, so screw him. But you can't be like that either. This is a professional football club. He's been with the team, so that was very irresponsible of me. But like I said, who else we're going to put in? Pepe's done. If he gets 2 more appearances, we got to pay Lille $10 million. So they're playing that whole game with him.
Oh, is that the deal?
I think something like that. 2 or 3
Thank you
or
for
4.
dropping some signs. Now I understand. He's not going to touch the pit. Okay.
Right. Or something, something ridiculous like that. Because but we've all seen what Pepe does to Arteta, how Arteta wants to play and how Pepe naturally plays. That's like oil and water. That shit will never mix out.
Yep.
And if Pepe clearly doesn't want to get on Arteta's page, he can't play. Anyway, the penalty.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a penalty.
Me too. Why did you think it? Let me tell you why I thought it was a penalty.
Yeah.
Because Laka got one more touch on the ball. The defender got the ball on the top of the ball, but Laka kicked the ball, and then the defender took him down. Like there was one more little baby touch from Laka, and then he got taken down by the defender. And that's why, to me, it was stone cold. Stone cold.
But, it is one of those things where it's unfortunate that the guy went for the ball and his leg ended up high because it rolled over the whatever. There's all kind of reasons why somebody may end up kicking. It's supposed to be a 0 tolerance on that high kicking stuff. He didn't kick him in the foot. He didn't step in his ankle. He kicked him up, high on the shin. And even though people want to say like, oh, well, it didn't end up being that, 2 more inches and it's his knee. So, you have to call it. You have to call it. Like,
right. It's a dumb challenge in the box. You don't do no shit like that. And it didn't work out for him. That happens all the time. And we go ahead.
Well, and I do think too, a lot of times that it's an accumulation sometimes at why this happens. So, man, they were kicking us and knocking us down in the box all game long. It was just kind of nonstop. And at some point, a ref's just going to be like, it's a penalty, man, to the spot.
Especially a ref as shitty as that guy that ref the other day. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't, he's flying by the seat of his pants. He doesn't know what's going on. He let a lot of shit go early, which, in a rivalry match, in the NFL or American sports, they always say, hey, the ref's got to get control of this game early. It's going to get out of hand. He's got to get control of the game. Well, this guy was like, nah, I'm going to let these 2 teams kill each other, and then I'll start calling fouls. And so, yeah. Oh, and to go along with that, to me, that was the best part of the game was the intensity and the way we stood up to it.
Yes.
I didn't see a lot of fools, on the ground, wallowing or, bitching about shit. We matched it and we got on with it and we hung in there with, David Moyes' teams are a bunch of grown men who don't fuck around.
Yes.
They play.
Another shout out to our defense. Our defense.
Well, yeah, let's get into it right now.
Was once again very solid, but like you said, they just went about their business professionally. So one of the things I'll note, like you said, what I love about Ben White, it was quiet. You didn't really hear a lot about Ben White all day long because he just sat back there and did his job.
Right.
In the meantime, Gabriel was working his ass off. He was all over the place. He was making long passes. He was going after it. But one of the things I loved about the way that the 2 of them played is they had Antonio to deal with. And it's nothing easy,
No.
Like when you track back, you got to track back, but you got to be strong on your feet when you track them back.
You got to be extremely strong.
Yeah, he's not playing around, and they handled Antonio. They didn't let him get in any kind of rhythm and like trying to spank us all day. Like we just kind of handled our business, and I love it.
There was a few situations where Tomiyasu was alone with Antonio. in the corner all by himself, and he just stood up to him, D'd him up brilliantly, got in position, took the ball from him. Tomiyasu's a monster.
Beast.
He still has his smile all season. I love it. A serious guy who's not playing around. Here's a stat for you. Arsenal's back four won 100% of their ground duels versus West Ham. Tomiyasu was 5 out of 5. Ben White was 2 out of 2. Gabriel was 2 out of 2. And Kearney was 3 out of 3. So that just sums up everything you just said. The defense, again, deserves a lot of praise. And that's the foundation you build upon. That's part of the process. I was forgetting when I was, getting angry and upset. What are we doing? We're not creating chances. We're not doing anything. Meanwhile, our defense was getting better. He's getting in the right type of people that are serious about defense. Serious.
Yes.
And you can see it paying off. Ramsdale, didn't have a lot to do, but he made that one great save off a deflection that could have easily, went in. His footwork, his passing, he's lucky. He got lucky again. He flubbed one and then went right to somebody.
Yeah.
So he, again, the scouting, Edu, whoever, I talked a lot of shit, but I'm starting to see things come together. And I only see things come together when we play the way we're supposed to play. When we're doing that, take our foot off the brake, and fools are just kind of cruising around, not knowing what the fuck to do. It's very frustrating, and it's hard to trust the process. But games like yesterday against West Ham, it's easy to trust the process. If that's the process, then let's do more of this consistently, and let's get on with it. Yeah.
And I mean, West Ham, they've had a couple good year run now. So, I mean, no, this isn't the big 3, big 4 teams that, we need. But, this historically, I've been saying this a long time. Like, even though the way that we've performed against the Liverpools and the Man Cities and blah, 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 that's not where our seasons have gone to waste in the past. It's been all these mid-table teams and these bottom teams that steal points from us that just hurt our seasons badly.
Right.
If we didn't lose mid-level games, we would have beat Leicester City maybe that year. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Leicester City was maybe destined. But, I mean, as late as like early February, we were still, point for point with them,
easily,
But it's these little, so, I mean, I just don't want to ever take it too lightly that, but it was, West Ham's legitimate. That was a legitimate win. And we shut them down. We really did shut them down.
West Ham just beat, who they just beat?
Chelsea.
Yeah. At the Bridge, I think, too, which is, I think it was in London Stadium. Either way, you beat Chelsea. Everybody knows Chelsea don't play around. They've been playing good. They've been finishing ahead of us in the table the last few seasons. So, was that you? So we beat them.
Yeah.
There's some people saying, it's only West Ham. It's not only West Ham, because right now we're only Arsenal. We finished 8th the last 2 seasons, and we beat a team that's been consistently finishing ahead of us, and it was tremendous. So I think we went over word on the tweet. What's the word on the tweets, dog? What you get now? Hold on, let me see.
Well, we dropped a couple, but I will give that shout out to the one that about the Saka stuff. And
let me bring that up for you. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring this up. We were talking about Starboy.
Yeah, man child.
Let me see if do I have it.
So this is at.
Nope, that's the wrong one. Get out of here. I need a damn producer. You know what I mean?
How many followers do you have to get before you can get a producer? Anybody know that question? I'll talk to my boy Joe Rogan. Let me see what he has to say about that.
Joe Rogan is straight tripping on with the ivermectin, the virus vaccine talk. It's like, leave it alone, fool. All right. you went silent on me. The improvement in Saka's strength and bravery is incredible. He's so confident when he runs at players, teams, at putting 3 men on him, and he's still beating him. Oh, that's what I just said. Then making the right decision with his final ball. Tremendous. This goes out to this is Adam Keys _ good follow. I've seen him on there. There he is right there. But he makes a hell of a point. We talked about all those today. So
yeah, and like one of the things I mentioned last week about what I love about Saka's game is I want him to be a creator more than a goal scorer.
Exactly.
And this type of play that Adam's talking about is exactly what I want from him. Take it at defenders, make them make decisions, and then play off of that because you're that talented. Yeah. So if they think that you're going to run to the byline, kick it across and hit lock on in the middle, setting up for a goal, you know?
No, yeah.
If you got to stop and do a little Robin, swing it with your left foot across the box, then he can do all of that. He can do it all.
They just showed the ESR goal. Just sick shit. You love to see it. This young squad is coming together. And look, I'm gonna, two podcasts. I'm a roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to, I like that's the way I am. I like that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like whatever. But I'm gonna make another bold. It's not even a bold prediction. If we play like the way we played yesterday, which can easily be done, actually, I'm still not going to say we can. It's guaranteed we get top 4, but I'm confident we can get into Europe next year and finish within top 7. I really believe that. Look at it.
I mean, folks, what I want you guys to all understand, okay? Like, I'm the one that's kind of a cool head in the box, when you get like a Emil Heskey or something, when you give him the ball, you can just sit back and relax because, no, I'm just playing. I love our young kids.
There's no going back now. As far as the way we play, the way we come out for matches, there's no going back now.
No, and I mean, it would be traumatic for
me,
for Mikel, for us to go through another, 3, 4, 5 game slide. It would really hurt everything. We might lose a game, but we have to come back and respond if we do. Like
nobody cares. Like at least this is my perspective. We have a young team. I know there's going to be some inconsistencies. None of that shit matters. As long as we play as hard as we played yesterday.
Yes.
That's it. That's all that matters.
Yes.
And we do the things that he wants to implement. Pressing, playing it out from the back, movement, Saka staying out wide and creating and doing all the things he wants to do. If we just try to do those things consistently, play hard, match the intensity, I don't care if we win or lose, because I will be enjoying this young team working hard and just trying to learn their craft and get better each and every game. That's all I'm asking for. Just play with the same type of intensity and passion as you did yesterday, and we should be fine. We should be fine.
So it sounds like that's kind of your what did you learn?
Exactly. Go ahead. We'll
finish it off. That kind of banks right on the same thing for me too. But basically, I want to tell everybody to just stop and take a look back and listen to Arteta's words from a year ago. He says we're on a process. We're gonna work from the defense forward. Many of the things that he says he wanted to implement, what he wanted to do, how he wants his team to play, seem to start. They're coming through. They're starting to show exactly what he wanted.
Mhm.
Exactly. But we are a stout defense. For the first time in years, I think even some of our best teams in the past, the defense was great, but they didn't necessarily tout our defense.
Right.
We are clean sheets across the board all season long. We got a great goalie in goal right now, or he's on a hot streak, however you guys want to call it. But the back four is playing great. While I'm saying that, Nuno, I love what you can bring me. For now, I need you to keep bringing it to me off the bench because Kieran Tierney is a pro. He knows what he's doing.
I like
he
that.
knows how to play this game. You can count on him. You know where he's at. You know what he's going to give you.
Right.
There's no questions and where's he going and how come he wasn't.
And
he's
that's
always there.
That's the biggest difference. That's the jump from being a young up and coming player with potential to becoming a pro.
Yeah.
Is knowing when to go and when not to go.
Yep.
You know, most young players just go like Martinelli. You're starting to see. Remember, I said he was kind of a spaz. Well, you're starting to see he's picking and choosing when to go all out and not. You know, he's making. You can see the maturity coming, just like with Saka. You know, he's not getting a ball and just running at people. He picks and chooses moments, and so there's a maturity coming, and that's what you see with Tierney. I like the fact that Nuno comes like that's a beautiful sub to me, because Nuno, you know, he put Nuno in front of Tierney, so you know what I mean, late in the match.
Yes,
that's solid. Back to the defense and what you were just saying about what you learned. There wasn't a point at one time yesterday, and I almost shit myself yesterday because I had to start. After we scored that second goal, I wasn't worried at all. Even when it was 1-0, the defense was playing so good. And I mean, I know they were on, 10 man, and they had Antonio was so sick. They had that fool playing it right back for a little while.
I know.
Like, damn, look at this guy. But still, there was never a point where I was like, oh, wow, here we go again, like I was the other day. So tremendous. I'm happy. That's going to do it for the podcast. Unless you have one more thing.
My last thing was
man of the match.
My man of the match was Martinelli.
You gave it to Martinelli?
And the last 2 weeks, man, it's really hard to just pick one person and be like, yes, it's him.
Yeah.
But I gave it to Martinelli and a close second for Gabriel.
Gabriel, he was just in the shit, and that's what you want. He
was mixing it up and getting into everything, and he had a and I think Antonio kind of rode his side more than the other side, and he kind of had Antonio to deal with, and which
is kind of good for us because you want Gabriel.
I want him to be the one to handle the physical guy. Yeah.
Here's something that's crazy. For this whole podcast, I think I mentioned Xhaka and Partey, but that's how good we played yesterday. Like I barely have a thought about either one of them. You know what I mean? Partey, I thought Partey played a little better. It looks like his feet or his bunions are getting better. He's able to cruise around. When Xhaka got caught on the ball midway through the first half, I was like, Fitz is going crazy right now. Because I was like, what are you doing? Anyway.
He does this to me a lot where, like, I mean, I actually in my head had just kind of praised and just said, man, Xhaka, you know what? I'm good. And then boom, like something happens where you're like, whoa, like, that one where they cut the ball down right in front of the box and Xhaka, like, he kind of decided I can't get there, so he didn't even try. And then pretty soon the dude was standing right there, and I was just like, Xhaka, like
Odegaard made a cross back across the center of the pitch to Xhaka, and Xhaka was like, I can't get there.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta try. You better foul that guy
or something, man.
You gotta do something.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I mean,
as long as Partey and Xhaka don't kill me, I'm okay with a loose pass here and there because I think we got enough going on. And if the loose passes are coming from one-touch passes, we're being quick and we're trying to move the ball along, then, hey, it's going to happen sometimes because you know what? That's how important it is to get it out to our winger so they can do some damage, you know?
Exactly. So, yeah, just all in all, a great match. Who we got? Let's see here. We got Leeds on Saturday, and they just gave up 7 goals. Yeah. So that ought to be tremendous. They're a team, Bielsa, he's not gonna switch it up. They're gonna go, all out attack, all match, man mark. So it should be a fun one. I think we have the skill. Maybe actually, let me calm down. Let me relax. Look at me. I'm jumping the gun. Hopefully they continue to play. They played the way they played yesterday.
Yes.
So what's the trip about Leeds and losing to Man City and Pep 7-0 is Pep's always talking about teams that don't play football. You know what I mean? Like Wolves didn't play football, but they lost 1-0.
Yeah.
The other game.
Yeah.
And the team, he wants teams to play football and come at you. This is the only way it can be done. Well, you give up 7 goals and you towards the bottom and your goal differential, like he doesn't understand those managers who manage teams on the bottom half of the table, they got other things they got to worry about. Like goal differential.
Goal differential, 7 goals might have just sealed your damn, relegation.
If you're down there, it's something to worry about. So anyway, I just thought that was a trip. Let me get out of here. I'm excited. Listen to me. I'm raging. We're doing our podcast now. Like, what the hell?
We asked for it. All we asked for was effort and trying and hustling, and we're getting it. And now we're a happy bunch.
Happy bunch. Again, shout out to @AdamsKeys_. Follow him on Twitter. Great follow. We're at CITM Podcast. He's at Guna Rush. I'm at E Marshall. At E Marshall Comedy. All of them.
At. Okay.
We're on YouTube. Subscribe. Follow. If you're listening, give us a review. Share the episode. Thanks for all the love and support. Shout out to my African Gooners and Gong Lee out there in Indonesia doing big things. You know what I'm saying? So with that.
And Kramer in Baltimore. Peace.
And Little Do Stables. You feel me? The whole 9 yards. Peace. Listen to me.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning into Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at E Marshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at staticsmusic. That's STATX Music. Peace.